movie called The Hope and the Change looks at voters who helped elect President Obama into office in 2008, but have since changed their minds about the president. Joining us this morning, we actually have one of the cast members of that movie, Margaret Barkowitz, a lifelong Democrat who has had a change of heart. She joins us this morning. Margaret, thank you for joining us. First of all, why did you want to be a part of this project?
It gave me an opportunity to speak my mind and to be heard, and that felt good.
I know that you are a lifelong Democrat. What are the reasons now that you feel like the Democratic Party is not representing you?
The reason that I feel that the Democratic Party is not doing what Obama or Obama is not is basically the movie, The Hope and the Change. Obama back in 2008, his whole premise was hope and change, and that didn't happen. And I found that a lot of us are feeling the same way about the lack of keeping the promise, and that's probably what's going to happen if he continues to stay in office through being reelected in the 2012 election.
Margaret, what were you hoping for? Hope and change definitely being the message that Obama ran on. What did you want him to do that did not translate in the last 4 years?
The economy. I was hoping that he would keep his promise and there would be a change in the economy. And there was a change in the economy. It significantly decreased. Unemployment increased. We're further in debt. And that's not the change that I was hoping for. Again, the housing market, I was hoping that the housing market would improve, and it's gotten worse.
Do you feel like you were lied to?
Absolutely. That's exactly how I felt, that I was lied to.
What are you going to do in this election? Are you going to abstain from voting? Do you feel like Mitt Romney is a better candidate for you now?
You know, it's something that I've been giving a lot of thought to. I'm hearing the promises now Romney's making, and they sound an awful lot like our documentary, The Hope and the Change. A lot of the things that were talked about, all the the middle class being not heard from, and Romney's now looking towards the middle class and realizing that they are the bread and butter of America. Whether I've made that choice, no, I don't. I haven't completely made the choice, but I know definitely I will not be voting for President Obama.
Have you heard from other people like yourself? I know many times, politics kind of runs in a family. If you've been a lifelong Democrat, many of your family members most of the time vote the same way. You're of the same mindset. Have you talked to other family members? Do they feel the same? Doing the documentary, The Hope and the Change, I could see that many of the family members in the film felt the same way. As far as my own family members, I try to allow them to make their own decisions, but becoming more aware, and I really strongly encourage anybody or everybody to watch The Hope and Change, because it does show that a lot of us feel the same way, and we had the opportunity to be heard. And I hope that they're listening. I hope President Obama's listening. I hope Romney's listening. Well, I certainly thank you for joining us. Margaret, one more question for you. We hear so much about the economy and that it's not doing well. Would you mind telling us about your personal situation? How are you doing? Do you have a job? How is everything working out with your economic status?
My personal effect in all of this is more through my children. My daughter just recently has tried to sell her house, had to take a $40,000 hit on the sale of her house, and financially it put a big strain on her budget. She's saved for 7 years, and her savings had to go back to make up the loss in the house, so a down payment for another house has been affected by that, and that's how I've been personally affected, through my kids not maybe having the same opportunities as I had.
It's one thing when it hits you, but it's another thing when it hits your kids. Thank you, Margaret, for sharing your story with us this morning. We certainly appreciate it. The Hope and the Change is going to be airing on cable networks all around the country.